works now. So for some reason the audio and video were not working for the live chat. So hopefully everything's okay for now. All right, I have one thing I would like to grab. So let me go take you guys with me. And that's gonna be for later. Gotta dive into my herbs. Let's see. Haha. Have what I need. Okay, so let's come back over here and get everybody started for the weekly live reading. Okay, so like I said, hope the video and audio is all good now. I just had to restart the chat, just some reason YouTube was being a little glitchy, but I have heard from a lot of people that all across the internet, all types of apps, people's internet in general, everything's been a little sketchy the past few days. So interessante. Hey Lisa, yes, good evening to you and good morning over here. Anyway, I hope that you guys had a good week last week. Let me know maybe how you guys incorporated that herb ginger last week. Maybe make anything a little bit spicy, maybe a spicy tea. But yeah, let me show you the decks that I'm going to be working with today for our weekly reading. So of course, I'm going to be using my Wally's World Oracle, and I'm going to be using the Cosmic Slumber Tarot. And this deck has a special place in my heart because after not buying decks for several months, you know, because I was kind of preparing for my move and everything, that was the first deck I had bought after like all those months of not buying decks, and it was one that really called to me. And I got it when I was staying at my friend's house in Phoenix. Hey, Michelle! Okay, so I'm also going to be using the Valletta Oracle today. And I'm going to use the Practical Magic Tarot. This comes from the PI, the Philippine Islands, by Chingay Labrador. I love her decks. I've got a couple of them. And there's one more I think I want to get. I also have the Botanical Inspirations Oracle for us today. And last but not least, the Vintage Peach Oracle. And this is one that I got off of makeplayingcards.com. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So I normally use my singing bowl to kind of start us off and get ready to, you know, cast our elemental circle. But guess what I made, you guys? So I made my very first drum. It took a couple of days. I'm quite pleased with it. And it's got a nice sound, and I'm going to be using that, and made a little drumstick to go with it, kind of stained this like a nice dark wood color. So anyway, I'm going to use that in lieu of my Tibetan singing bowl, just because I feel like the sound that comes off of this thing is just amazing. It's been really, really good, like for meditation, just kind of like dropping in really quick. It's pretty awesome, you guys. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cast our elemental circle. Butterfly Love Child is very cool. All right, so I'm going to light our candle here. I have a nice mint green candle for today, kind of like heart and throat chakra. La Luna is here, says good afternoon everyone. Happy to be here with you all today. Happy to have you as well. All right, so our candle is going. I'm gonna light a little bit of incense here. Just kind of keeping the area nice and high vibe. And I like being able to cast our elemental circle here and creating sacred space here, because I do believe that energy transcends space and time. So it doesn't matter if you guys are here, physically here with me, or even in my time zone. As I know, many people's clocks changed today. Not Arizona, because Arizona is just Arizona. We don't change our clocks. But that this circle is cast with all of us in mind. You know, that we are all within the circle no matter where we are. Okay? I'm going to be using this awesome eucalyptus wand. It's got a awesome Brazilian quartz on the end and a Brazilian amethyst on the tip here. But needs some of that crown chakra energy, just kind of bringing it in to our circle here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and cast our circle. Okay, the north is behind me, so I'm pointing my wand behind me. I'm just imagining blue light pouring forth down from source, down through my crown chakra, into my heart, into my wand, and out. Okay, I call upon the elements of the north to help us to illuminate and strengthen our circle. I call on the elements of the east to illuminate and enliven our circle. I call on the elements of the south to illuminate and warm our circle. I call on the elements of the west to illuminate and cleanse this circle. And so it is. Going to do a little bit of cleansing with some Florida water. Again, just cleansing that energy no matter where we are, no matter when people watch this reading. Okay, and a little bit of full moon water to help release, again, any energy that doesn't need to be here at this time. So we're just asking all the energy for our best and highest good. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get started, you guys. Oh, by the way, I did bring a new little friend. Some of you guys may have seen him on Instagram. His name is Onyx. Ah! Yes, another jelly cat from Jellyo, England. from London, all the way from London. So yes, you know, perhaps he can help us out today, maybe with pulling the cards at the end for all of our super chats and our super stickers. Which reminds me, if you do want individual cards pulled today for you personally and your personal questions, I do that at the very end of our chat. And hey, perhaps we can have Onyx pull your cards for you. Silver Star, hey! So, you know, stay tuned for that. All of my other information is down below in case you're interested. Hey, Patty! This has just popped in. So yeah, if you're interested in the newsletter, or you want to grab a reading from me, or, you know, check out some of the goodies from Desert Cauldron, then you can check out all of that info down below. And yeah, and thank you to everybody who helps to support this channel and everything I do so that I can give back and do more for you awesome homies. So thank you to everybody who leaves comments, watches, hangs out with us, supports on Patreon, is contemplating the YouTube memberships, who's maybe throwing a little team money my way via PayPal me, and all of the things. So thank you guys very much. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's take a look at, let's see, the Mayan astrology for today and this week. Okay, so I have my little notes here so I don't forget. Okay, so today, Sunday, is the day of 6 Muluk. So just quick refresher, there are 13 days in a week, and then there are 20 day signs. Each day sign is an archetype of energy, and there is usually a story and mythology that goes along with those archetypes. But Muluk, that is the Nahual of water and fire. And if you are interested in learning more about Mayan astrology, I do teach it in the Leon Mystery School. Link is down below. But Muluk, which is actually James's day sign, is that water fire element. It's being able to have a perfect balance. You know, a little too much fire, we know what happens to water. A little bit too much water, we know what happens to fire. So keeping that balance in mind for today is a 6 number, and the number 6, the Mayans believe, was connected to the home, and there being 6 aspects of that home. And sometimes my brain goes blank, so I had to write them down. But it's connected to friendship, connected to health, connected to basically our wealth, our possessions, our home, and things like that. It's connected to our positive and negative actions. It's connected to our understanding, and it can also be connected to our employment, career, things that we do for a living. So that being number 6. Okay, so thinking of those areas, maybe today, what area would you like to focus on in your home? You know, do you want to focus on your friendships, or basically your relationships, your connection to people? Have you been putting off maybe calling certain friends? You know, is there help that needs to be put into that department when it comes to your job, or when it comes to your health, or it comes to just being understanding of yourself and forgiving of yourself, but also of other people? Is that something that needs to be worked on? And our positive and negative actions, which is never like, you know, you shouldn't have negative actions and things like that, because they're all for learning experiences. But have we had more negative reactions or more positive reactions lately? And why is that? So this is time to just kind of take a reflection and see how we can balance those energies within the home, that fire and water, that perfect balance. Okay, so just kind of take that in today, you know, as part of the message, and, you know, and see how that kind of maybe colors our reading for this week and our elemental reading. Don't forget, we're going to take a look into each of my little elementals out there, you know, my fire, my water, my earth, my air. Okay, when we end, quote unquote, this week, which would be next Saturday, we're going to end with 12 men, which is actually the day before the end of the Trecena. Trecenas are 13 days long. That whole week is 13 days long. So it's going to end with 12 men. Men is not like men, like masculine. Men means the eagle, being able to soar high above and to look down on things and see things from that bird's eye view, get the bigger picture instead of being, I guess, on the ground with blinders on. You know, it sometimes is advantageous to have that eagle's perspective. But we also have the number 12, which the number 12 asks us to take in some reflection. So maybe there are some things during this week, or maybe just life in general, that maybe you want to take stock of and just kind of take a step back and see, when I did this, or he or she did this, or when I reacted to this, when I was feeling these kinds of feelings, what was that meant to teach me? So this is not a time to berate yourself. When you're reflecting, it's not to say, oh, I shouldn't have done that. And, things are the way they are. We can't change the past. And for us to go back to the past and say, I shouldn't have done this, I shouldn't have done this, it happened. Things happen. Positive or negative things happen, but we learn from them. And so you can forgive yourself or the other people for whatever it was in that moment. And how is that going to help you moving forward? Okay. Perhaps we won't make those quote unquote same mistakes, because we have learned from them. But if we never make the mistakes, we never learn. So take that time, 12 men, next Saturday, to take that reflection in. And also, remember that we started off our Tresena with Kan, and Kan is the fisherman's net. And it also talks about our prisons, either a physical prison, being in a physical prison, or the prisons that we create for ourselves. So just kind of keep that in mind, and also when you spread the fisherman's net, all the things that you touch, metaphorically speaking, other people's lives, just because of your energy, the words that you say, the kind things that you do for others, all of that, and just kind of see how that might spread out and affect others this, entire Tresena. So keep that in mind for today, 6 Maluk, and going into next Saturday, the end of the week, 12 men. So just keeping that in mind for the Mind astrological message. All right. Herb of the week. So as the chat began, I realized I forgot my herb. It was over there. Hey, V! So, all right. When I choose particular herbs for the week, I try to choose something that I hope everybody has. I know that there are some wild and crazy herbs out there that have fantastic potential and can be very beneficial, but sometimes they're not available in everybody's region, and I try to make things that are a little more accessible no matter where you are in the world. And so one of the things that I brought is my lavender. I'm just like in a lavender craze lately, and maybe it's because Astara is coming. But yeah, I'm all about the lavender right now, and I wish you guys had smell-o-vision. Hold on here, because I'm gonna take a whiff of lavender. Maybe you guys can take I don't know, an energetic whiff. V said, truly outrageous. Love your shirt. I have one too, but different art style. Hey, yeah. Nice. Dude, you guys, if you could stick your noses in my lavender right now. Take in that energetic whiff of lavender. So many of you guys probably have had a lavender sachet at some point where you put it under your pillow for sleeping, and just went taking in the scent of lavender, which, by the way, is not too difficult to grow. It grows in most regions. So this is something that you could have like in a little pot in your home, or if you have a big garden, maybe you want to plant some lavender there. I am in a tiny apartment, and I already have a couple of plants, but definitely when I move out to my big property, whenever that's going to be, trust me, there's going to be a lot of lavender that's going to be growing, and a lot of other herbs as well. Good thing I have lots of herbs this Silver Star. So lavender, we know, can be very calming. It has a very calming scent. It does help people with sleep, but it is very good also for the nervous system and the digestive system. So if you have a little bit of an upset stomach, oftentimes people will go to ginger, like we talked about last week. Ginger is very good for that, upset tummies. Sometimes people have some ginger beer. But lavender, you may not know, is also good for that. So maybe you want to make a very simple lavender tea, which is just hot water and lavender, and maybe taking the green tea or the black tea out of it. Sometimes when your stomach is inflamed, you don't want the extra of, you know, maybe like the caffeine and stuff that green tea and black tea may have. So sometimes it's just best to have a straightforward, very simple herbal tea. And so if you do feel like you have an upset tummy, or you're just not feeling right, sometimes a very simple lavender tea will help. And hey, if you want to, you can either put the lavender in a little strainer, you know, inside your mug, or you can just let the flower petals just float around in there, you know, because it's not harmful to ingest it. I actually made some muffins using lavender. So I made some lemon lavender muffins. So if you guys are interested in the recipe, I could post it on Instagram for you guys. Or if you don't have Instagram, just let me know and I can just maybe after the chat today, I could put it in the comments and pin it to the top if you guys are interested in my recipe. So, because, you know, I'd be like a little kitchen witch here. So anyway, if you're looking for lavender for more magical purposes, you know, perhaps you're using it at your altar, and maybe you are sipping a little bit of lavender tea while you're at it. Very good for love spells. So when we talk about love spells, it's not making somebody fall in love with you. It's basically enhancing your best qualities and what's lovable about you, which makes you very attractive to other people who are connected to your energy or kind of within your same energetic sphere. So when people are making love potions and love sachets, it's really to enhance your attractiveness, not necessarily always our physical, but that energetic attractiveness. That's really what people are connected to. I mean, sometimes they might be like he or she or whatever is hot, but it's really, are you connecting with that energy? Okay, so let's see. Silver Star said she walks in beauty. Hey, love, I'm getting ready to go to work. Oh, Lisa, what's up? What's up? And Silver Star, I hope you have a lovely day at work. But yeah, so very good with love spells. Also good for protection. You know, you can put a little bits of lavender in each corner of the home if you would like to bring in protection via the fairies, the fae. Really good for peace if you want to bring more maybe serenity and just kind of clear the air. You can make yourself a little lavender bundle, a little lavender sage bundle. Kind of mix it with sage and, you know, cleanse the home that way if you wish. You could also maybe just have a little potted lavender plant and put that in the center of the home and just kind of ask of the plant to help bring peace to your home. And then, like we talked about before, it's also really good for sleep. So the herb of the week, lavender. Let me know next week if you guys ended up making any tea with this, if you ended up cooking with this. So let me know. All right. Let's see, moving on. V is wishing Silver Star a badass day. Nice. All right. Okay, let's get into then our 7-day forecast. Dice Controller was asking, are fairies dangerous? I don't believe so. I think that kind of whatever energy we put out, we can be very, you know, that's the energy that we attract. So oftentimes when people are very frightened of something, let's say it's something that maybe they haven't worked with a lot, like a lot of people are frightened of spirits. A lot of people maybe are frightened of the fae, frightened of dragons, you know, that type of energy, but maybe it's because they haven't worked with it so much before. And if we go into something with a very frightened energy, then we might have a very frightening experience. So I think it's just kind of best to go into things maybe in a meditation first and see if working with a particular energy is right for you. Sometimes it's not right for everybody. I've had pretty much positive experiences, but I just kind of go in more open. That's not to say that there aren't positive and negative of any energy, whether it's fae, dragon, you know, whatever it may be. So I say trust your intuition. You know, get yourself into a nice meditation. Is this an energy that you want to work with? If your gut is saying no, then maybe steer clear for now. But if it's a go, then, you know, go in with open heart, open mind and see how it goes. Lunaria says, hello, everyone. Superstar said, thank you, loves, running around like a mad woman. Love y'all. And Dice says, I was frightened until I made some ghost friends. See, sometimes we just gotta make some friends. We have our resident spirit here. Her name's Marta, and she's very nice. Okay, let's dive into this forecast. I actually want to pull from my Wally's World, just kind of an overall energy for the week. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. What does Wally have for us? And if you don't know who Wally is my little puma, my little Siamese, who actually this month, at the end of this month, Wally is going to turn 8 years old. So still my baby, but he's going to be 8. Okay, so a card flew out, and this is our card here. And this image actually was taken by me when I was visiting China. And I believe the city here is Suzhou. Okay. Okay, so Lunaria says, love your donut earrings. Reminds me of Homer's favorite donut. Heck yeah. I love sprinkle donuts. So what I'm getting here for the energy of this week is to allow yourself to be seen. Kind of like this young woman here. She's getting her picture taken. And I feel that oftentimes, especially those of us that don't like to be the center of attention, me, I don't mind being the center of attention, hence why I'm doing a live chat right now. But I know that there are people that are quite the opposite, like James. You know, he would very much not like to be the center of attention or to, you know, be all over video and cameras and all of that. But I do believe that we need to allow ourselves to be seen, maybe not always our face, you know, all over social media, but maybe the things that we do. That we're proud of. And we do need to find things to be proud of because it's a way of self-love. Finding things that are lovable and wonderful about yourself and allowing others to congratulate you, to be happy. Let them be, you know, privy to the things that you make. Just like you would be super excited for your friends or other people that put that artwork out there. You know, of course, we have all these tarot decks, right? Because we love the artwork. And, you know, sometimes when people hold back their art or their talent or their music or their, you know, expertise, you take away from something that could positively affect the world, you know. And you may be saying, well, what would my art do for like the world? And it's, you're putting that energy out there, and all of that energy adds up to something huge. So please allow yourself to be seen this week in whatever way that may be. Even if you're a bit shy, even if you're a bit camera shy, put your art out there, put your music out there, put your words out there if you're a writer or a poet. If you're great at mathematics or the sciences, put your thoughts and ideas out there, but allow yourself to be seen, maybe not always physically, but put those ideas out there. Allow those things to be seen. Let me go back here. Bernadette, hey, says, sister, much love, peace and light. Lisa says, gotta go, but I hope you all have a bomb and beautiful Sunday, booze. Bye, Lisa. Have a wonderful Sunday. So, yes, this is kind of the theme for the week. Allow yourselves to be seen. Allow yourselves to take a compliment as well. Remember, we want energetic exchange, and that's how we keep things flowing nice and smooth. Okay. So I'm going to use my Cosmic Slumber Tarot here, and I'm just going to pull the cards for the week, our opportunities and our challenges, just so we have a bit of a heads up. Okay, so let me move this paper over here, and give me a moment while I pull these cards. Ooh, Friday. Whoa. Okay. Okay, All right, so I have pulled all of the cards. Let me get them all kind of straightened out here, just so I have room for when I pull extra cards. Okay, so let's take a look at today. What are some opportunities that we have for today? And what I love about the Cosmic Slumber Tarot is that it has extra cards, and this is actually one of the extra cards, and it says the Knight. Okay, it looks like today we do have an opportunity for a bit of reflection. And so remember that we are in the astrological sign of 6 Maluk today. So maybe this is a good chance for you guys to take a look into where you might want to grow different parts of your home, or add a bit of extra energy, or clean it up a little bit. Again, you know, in the areas of health, friendship, your employment, like work, career, your positive and negative actions and reactions, our understanding. And then, hold on, one more. I always tend to forget that last one. Oh, our material possessions. It's our home. So in all of those 6 different areas, take some time today. You have a wonderful opportunity today to kind of look in maybe just one of those areas. No need to try to work on everything today, but just one of those areas that you would like to improve, and then see by the end of the week maybe how that one area has improved, even ever so slightly. Okay, and our blockage that we might want to be just make sure that we're aware of it so that we can overcome it, as we have the 5 of Swords. Doesn't that just go together? So we have these 2 people separated, right? And so maybe we do take stock of the 6 different areas of the home, and let's say it's I don't know, positive and negative actions. You know, that's one area. Negative actions, reactions, positive reactions. And as we take a look at these things, perhaps take a step back, especially when our ego might want to step in and be like, no, things need to go this way because I said so, or I'm not giving in, and I'm not going to give in to what that person says, because then it makes it look like I'm just doing what they're telling me to, and I'm not going to be told what to do. You know, that kind of stuff. Little games we play with ourselves. And so just be wary of the ego, who likes to throw temper tantrums sometimes, which is not the true us. The ego is just something that's connected to the human body. Remember, it's not a bad thing. The ego just doesn't understand. It doesn't have an intuition. It doesn't have a higher self. In Mayan astrology, that would be kind of like the anima, the thing that is born and dies with the body, whereas the soul is eternal, or also known as the koyopa. So the anima, or the ego, doesn't have access. Excuse me. I choked on a pepper. Ooh. Water. Water. Okay, that was a little pepper from breakfast that went in. Okay. That sounded like the ego too. So sometimes it's like the ego chokes us up, right? Where our higher self, who has infinite wisdom, infinite understanding, and then the ego comes in, kind of like a piece of pepper going into my throat, being like, no, I don't know. I can't see the future. I don't know where this is going, because all I know is the past, and all I know is that I'm scared, and all of this, because it's kind of meant to guide us in this earthly plane, but it doesn't have too much of an intuition to get us too far. So that's why we have to use our higher self in connection with our ego. So for the blockage this week, or today, just be mindful, for just like a pepper going into my throat, be mindful of where the ego might try to trip us up. And remember to have compassion for the ego, because it just doesn't know any better. And so allow it that compassion, allow yourself that compassion, and just take stock of, again, an area, a single area that you would like to work on today, and possibly for the rest of the week. Okay, so Monday. Ooh. And by the way, maybe I'll have a little bit of more moon water. If you guys haven't drank moon water, it's delicious. And it's good that it's full moon water, because helps to clear things out. Ah, yeah. Okay. Who else drinks moon water during their live chats? Anyway, we have the 8 of torches for tomorrow. So that's like the 8 of wands. So lots of fast moving action. Let's see. Tomorrow would be a 7-day. Ooh, endings and beginnings, transformations, kind of like the death card. So if you have a lot of fast moving energy, what's something that you just want to like quick change out tomorrow? Something that you have an opportunity to kind of just let something go finally, because you have a lot of fast-paced energy behind it, and bring in some of that new. So think of something that you finally want to release, or you want to transmute, that you want to change. You have a wonderful opportunity to do that tomorrow. So kind of think about that. And then our blockages, we have the moon, and very interesting because we have kind of, you can see it in the night card. It's like we've already had 2 moons, right? Ooh, 2 moons, like a blue moon. So the blockage I'm feeling for tomorrow is fear of the unknown. So when we have an opportunity like this to transmute something, to clear out something finally, the only thing holding us back is our fear of what will be. You know, if we haven't done something before, obviously it's very hard for us to guesstimate what the outcome will be because we've never tried it. And so therefore it might be a little scary because we don't quite know how it's going to look, but that shouldn't hold us back from not going after the thing, you know, not doing the thing, you know. So just kind of keep that in mind, that if you're holding yourself back on Monday, tomorrow, because you're fearful of how things might turn out, what it might look like, because you can't 100% see, you know, what everything is going to look like, please don't allow that to keep you from trying something new or finally letting something go or changing something out. So that is the message, because that's how we grow ultimately, is doing little things each day that maybe take us out of our comfort zone, or, you know, each week or each month doing something that we haven't tried before. And yes, it could be a little scary at first, like if you've never been on a roller coaster, which I have, and I found out I don't like roller coasters, but at least I have tried roller coasters. So I can say, you know, what I liked and what I disliked about them. But if I've never gone on a roller coaster, all I can do is speculate, right? How it would be. I could maybe cook up some things in my head that make it very scary, when in actuality it kind of depends on the roller coaster, right? So kind of take that into consideration tomorrow, that our mind can cook up all sorts of scenarios, but it doesn't mean that any of them are right. You know, we have to listen to what's in here, and not so much what's in here. I mean, this can kind of be helpful at times, but you need to get these 2 things working in conjunction. All right. Tuesday, opportunities. We have the 5 of torches. So this is like our 5 of wands. All right, so what I'm getting here is there is a wonderful opportunity to, and see how you guys take this, a wonderful opportunity to fail in a positive way. I hope you guys get that. So it's an opportunity to do something or try something that on the surface seems like you have quote unquote failed. It didn't turn out the way you wanted it to, but it ends up being better. So at first it's like but wait a minute, that's pretty awesome. It's one of those things. So you have a wonderful opportunity to fail in a glorious way on Tuesday. So kind of keep that in mind. So no need to get all humdrum and, oh my gosh, I failed. That didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. You know, like if you're doing an art project and it looks like you screwed up royal, but then you take a step back and you're like, oh, wait a minute. What if I just added this, and all of a sudden it becomes something completely different and it looks even more awesome than what you originally had in mind? That's the opportunity that's coming for you guys on Tuesday. Patty says, I'm stepping out for an interview online to meet a woman who wants me to review their organic hair products for graying hair. Very nice. AA. Oh, and Lisa was saying back there, I love the sound of shuffling cards. And Patty also loved the lavender and has 3 plants of it in the front yard. Oh, it must smell so nice. So yeah, Tuesday, you guys, remember, fail in an epic way. I mean, don't try to fail, but if something doesn't go as planned on Tuesday, just know that it's going to be even better. So it's a wonderful opportunity. Trust the universe. All right, blockages. We have the Prince of Pentacles. And what I'm getting here is actual literal coin. So I do feel that whatever this is that you're trying, this opportunity or whatever it is, it might be connected to money, maybe trying to bring in more money, or maybe you're trying to stabilize money, maybe you're trying to open a bank account, or maybe you're trying to do stocks or Bitcoin or whatever it may be. That the fear of failure might prevent you. It looks like this is kind of coming from Monday as well. So this might be like a little energy that kind of goes throughout the whole week. The fear of not being able to get this might prevent you from doing the thing that you would quote unquote fail from, but end up doing even better from. Does that make sense to you guys? So on Tuesday, and this is kind of going off the energy of Monday as well, if there's something you're trying to do that's surrounding money related, and the thing that you're trying to do, the idea that you have, please don't stop yourself from trying that thing, because although it may not work out, this is, just more generalized, but even if it may not work out in the way you were planning, doesn't mean it's not going to work out in a completely different way and an even better way that you can't really see at this time. Okay, so that's one of the blocks, is don't allow yourself to be scared to try. So just go ahead and give it a try. All right. And just know that if it doesn't work out in the way that you have seen it in your mind working out, doesn't mean it's not going to work out gloriously in a different way. So just keep that in mind. All right, on Wednesday, our opportunity, we have the universe. So, whoa. I was just getting like a hit on this one. Okay, so actually, it's the money thing. It's the money thing again. Usually I don't have like whole weeks that are like dealing with one major thing, but it looks like it's money again. That, remember, and this is all if. This is up to your free will. You guys have free will. You can like take advice, not take advice. It's always up to you guys. But if whatever this money thing is, those of you that connect with this, you try the thing. Let's say it doesn't quite go the way you wanted it to, but it ends up being even better. By Wednesday, there is a chapter in the money blockages that is coming to an end because of your willing to take a risk. So oftentimes if we have blocks when it comes to money or surrounding money, and it could have been due to our upbringing or the values that our parents had when it came to money, or societal's values, or what you were taught in school, or those that grew up with an excess of money and now are scared it might leave them, or those that grew up with not so much money, a lack of money, and now they're afraid that, any little money they have could leave them. This money venture that you're doing could very well help to heal some of those blockages, thereby opening you up in that arena like never before. So on Wednesday, the opportunity is maybe not so much seen on the surface, but something that's happening internally, those internal blockages where you were willing to take a risk, even in the face of, past trauma, even in the face of what the ego is saying, even in the face of, things that didn't go so well, things that you were taught surrounding cash money, is coming to a healing. It's finally getting the healing it deserves, because you're stepping out of that little boundary. You're stepping out of that shadow, and you're saying, you know what? The past doesn't define me. Let's go with this, see what happens. And maybe at first, if it doesn't quite go the way you wanted it, and you're like, oh, try not to lose faith, because it's going to turn out differently, but still awesome. And you have a chance to heal that trauma. So very awesome. Oh my gosh. Like, it was like a hit, like, Intuition just hit me. All right, so the blockage is the Ace of Swords. And what I'm getting with this one is it is old stuff coming up. So as we heal things, it's almost as if our higher self or our soul kind of comes to us again and saying, okay, so you've worked on some things. You say you're doing well, healing in this particular area. What if some old thoughts come up? What are you going to do with those old thoughts or situations that are similar? How are you going to act this time? And sometimes we take a step backward, but and then we take a couple steps forward, and that's okay. But this is just to be reminded that if certain things come back around again, surrounding, let's say, money, and you're faced in a similar situation or a situation where you acted one way before, you have a chance to act differently now because you're trying something new, and that's something that you can celebrate. You're stepping out of your comfort zone, and that's something to celebrate because you're not going the same way that you did before. You're not going down the same thinking patterns that you have before. So even if the old thoughts come back, you can look at them, you can, take them in, obviously, listen to what your brain is saying and be like, okay, I understand, ego, brain, what you're trying to tell me, that in the past I would have done this because such and such happened before, but this is not the past and I've done something different this time. So therefore the outcome cannot be the same. All right, so just have a little conversation with the ego, which, nice little meditation will do, just to remind yourself that you are growing and changing. It may not be, huge leaps and bounds, but we still change, we still grow, no matter how big or how small. Okay, all right, so let's go into Thursday, our Thursday opportunities. We have the Prince of Torches, which is like our Knight of Wands. Oh, okay. Well. All right. So we have an opportunity. And again, all the things that occur, all these opportunities are opportunities to heal, right? And this is healing in the area of sexuality. So if, maybe some of you guys are very expressive and open sexually. Maybe some of us are very modest and closed off sexually. This is a chance to try something outside of your comfort zone, sexually speaking, on Thursday. For some, it may just mean putting on and I'm speaking to the ladies here, maybe just putting on bra and underwear that actually match for the first time. Maybe that's something. It could be somebody wanting to, maybe put on a little bit of cologne because, maybe they're usually a person that just, if they're going to the store, they want to get in, get out. They don't want to like anybody to notice them. But remember, we were talking about Wally's World, kind of allowing yourself to be noticed. So maybe put on a little bit of cologne or a little bit of perfume or, whatever it may be, and allow people to kind of, crank their head around like, who was that? Oh my gosh. So if maybe you make some essential oil blends and you want to, put a little bit of that on yourself. But however you want to maybe step up your game a little bit. Lisa's like matching underwear. Yes. Whether it's just matching your underwear, putting on makeup or a dab of cologne or dressing up a little bit or complimenting, your significant other, and maybe initiating or something like that. This might be the perfect opportunity because you also grow in the process and you learn more about yourself. And it's also how we build self-confidence. If we're never willing to get out of our little sexual box, because we're very nervous about what, other people may think of us. But if we do step out, we try to step out a little bit, realize how freeing that is, regardless of what anybody else thinks. Like, I do want to say, like, who cares what anybody else thinks? When you step out of the little box that sometimes we put ourselves in, remember our little prisons that sometimes we put ourselves in? When you step out, it's like that you get to see yourself physically. You get to see yourself differently, which builds confidence. You're like, oh my gosh, you know what? I do look good. Or you know what, that felt really good to say. Or you know what, that felt really good to do. You know, and you learn more about yourself and you kind of build upon that, you know, little step by little step. Some of you maybe do want to crack out the whip, and if that's your style, hey, go with it. But you know, step out of your comfort zone sexually, you will be rewarded. All right, so that is for Thursday. All right, the blockages, we have the Two of Swords, overthinking. So we also have the opportunity to maybe overthink things. You know, it's like, okay, yeah, but if I put on this bra and underwear, but then that means it only really matches with this outfit. And oh my gosh, but like if I go out there, but and it's not really matching, you know, I'm just going to the grocery store, but I look like I'm going to the club. Oh my gosh, what will people think? Okay, just don't allow yourself to overthink. How do you not allow yourself to overthink? Maybe do a meditation before you do whatever it is that you're thinking about doing. So that way you ground yourself, you center yourself, and you're coming from a place of heart-based, centered action. Okay, so just a little blockage is the overthinking, and just make sure that you are grounded, you're coming from the heart. Yes, sexuality even comes from the heart, not just our sacral and our root, but from the heart as well. And allow yourself to, from that stable place, try something new, wink, wink, and different. Okay? All right, Friday. Does anybody listen to that song? Anyway, we have the Two of Torches. Okay, so what I'm getting for Friday is that many of us, you know, that have to-do lists and things that we want to accomplish for the week, it seems like a lot of us are just going to end up getting everything accomplished, and then it's almost like we don't know what to do with ourselves. So if you find that you have pretty much accomplished the big things, you know, maybe we could still come up with things to do, like, oh, well, I should probably sweep the floor and I could probably do the dishes. Might as well clean the bathroom. Okay, that stuff can wait. So without all the extraneous stuff, just the major stuff that you were able to accomplish for the week, you're left on Friday with a bit of time to yourself. So this is time to either decide I'm just going to chillax and do a whole Netflix day of it, or maybe you want to try something new. Maybe you want to go to a new hiking destination or something like that. So you really do have a chance to do something for your mental health, your well-being, your physical health, your emotional health. Do something that will really light you up. So if you have the big things accomplished that you wanted to accomplish for the week, which looks like a lot of you are going to be able to complete, try not to fill it with all the little things like, oh, I got to take out the trash, and oh, maybe I'll just like rearrange my closet while I'm all that stuff can wait. It's time to do something for you that's going to fill up your little emotional batteries, your, you know, mental batteries, your physical batteries, your spiritual batteries. So do something that is really for you and your well-being. Okay? Because your body, your spirit, your mind, your emotions, they're all going to thank you for it. Okay, so that is an opportunity, a big opportunity actually for Friday. And then the blockage is we have justice here. And what I'm getting with that is, let's say you do have this time. All right, Patty said, this is the day of my interview too. Woo woo! So let's say you do have this time to go just do something fun. That's when the other half of us steps in, kind of like this justice card, and we start weighing things. We're like, okay, well, I could go hiking, but if I spend the day hiking, you know, that just means that I still have dishes to do, and I still have to clean the bathroom, and I still have to do laundry. I might as well just do all that stuff now and maybe go hiking another day. You know, that's how we try to talk out of things that are actually good for ourselves. Would we ever do that to a friend? Of course not. If your friend was like, hey, I want to go hiking, of course you want to go hiking with your friend. But when it comes to ourselves, for some reason, we don't treat ourselves as well. And we decide that we can wait, but all that little extraneous stuff is somehow much more important than us. So try not to allow yourself to be in the kind of reversed position of the Justice card. So doing too much of this, well, if I do this, then that means that this isn't going to get done. You are more important than your chores. Okay? You are more important than any chore and any to-do list. Okay? All right. So Saturday, we have the Chariot as an opportunity that's coming up for us. So actually, this is another major arcana. And we've had, let's see, where's all our majors? We've had a few majors this week. So some major energy is kind of coming in, but I feel like this is more of our healing energy. You know, a lot of us have been going through some stuff, you know, mentally, physically, all of that. And I feel like this is a great opportunity this whole week with all these opportunities to really help to heal a lot of these areas of our life, you know, not so that we're like 100%, you know, it's a healing journey, but there is a lot that can be gained this week in terms of healing. And with this Chariot card, I am getting more healing. So by Saturday, you know, next Saturday, if there's something that you've been indecisive about, again, as it pertains to you and your personal health, I do feel like this is more you guys, you know, allowing yourself to shine. Again, that card that we pulled at the very beginning of putting aside things that are just that. They're just things, you know, and focusing on you and your healing. And so, you know, if you've been torn before between maybe taking better care of your health physically, or, you know, the foods that you eat, or maybe your mental health, or, you know, emotional health, whatever it may be, in favor of things and to-do lists, I feel that Saturday, because maybe you have decided to give yourself a little bit more love, a little bit more self-love, is bringing into alignment so many other things in your life that help to bring more self-love, more balance emotionally, more balance mentally, you know, and physically, all of these things. They're starting to come into alignment with you because of the choices that you've made previously. So all of these kind of build on top of each other. So you have a wonderful opportunity to kind of see how this, you know, focus on the self really does help to seemingly make everything so much more balanced when it comes to our relationships, when it comes to the six aspects of our home, when it comes to just how we feel about ourselves. I do feel it coming into so much more alignment. So congratulations, you guys. All right. For a possible blockage, we have the Hierophant. And so we have these two majors kind of almost being pit against each other, you know, where you've been making different choices. You've been maybe trying to put yourself first as best you can, thereby bringing a much more balanced energy around you, bringing in new opportunities, new ways to love yourself and see yourself and thus grow. But at the same time, we have kind of our past experience. You know, we have society. I kind of see this as society, as family, as upbringing, you know, where oftentimes people are taught to put yourself second. You know, it's better that you do these things for other people. It's better that you get the to-do list done because your home is how people judge you, you know, and it's like, yeah, but if the person in the home isn't happy with themselves, who cares how immaculate their home is? Okay, so just be reminded that some of these old paradigms and thoughts may be coming up when it comes to helping to bring your energy in more of an alignment when you focus on the self. You know, that there might be some of this old stuff, old voices, old, you know, just things people used to say or spew around you of like, no, you're not worth it, or, you know, just implying that maybe you're not worth, you know, what other people are, all of that stuff. And just know that that stuff is coming up again because it's stuff that's finally getting released. So don't ever feel like, oh man, it's just coming up again. I haven't made any progress at all. That's not it. Things come up again because now your core beliefs are being challenged. You're challenging them because they're changing now. And so this old stuff's coming up to see if it still aligns. And if it doesn't, bye-bye, there it goes. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind. This is some major stuff, actually. Major stuff is majors coming up for Saturday. All right, excellent, excellent. All right, so this is where we get to dive into the elemental reading. So I'm going to pull a card for each of the elements. So if you guys want, go ahead and let me know which element your sun, moon, and rising is, and just kind of keep that in mind as I pull these elemental cards. So where my fire signs at, where my water signs at, where my earth signs at, where the air signs. Hello, Geminis. So yeah, just let us know your elemental sign, or your element as it pertains to your sun, moon, and rising. And let's go ahead and pull some cards. And let's use the Valletta Oracle for this one. Let's get all the cards out here. All right. All right, so let's start with fire. Fire. All right, so if any of you guys are a fire sun sign, a fire moon sign, maybe a fire rising. Michelle is double earth and water moon. Let's see, I'd be double air and a water rising. Okay, so fire babies, here you go, fire babies. For this week, just a little message for the fire. We didn't start the fire, it was always burning since the world's been turning. We didn't start the fire. Okay, let's see. Liesel is an earth, sun, moon, and rising. Rising air. Okay, all right. Fire. Knowledge. Jochi is I'm earth and air. Earth and air. All right, so those of you fire, whether it's in your sun, moon, and rising, you have the card of knowledge this week. And give me just a moment with this message. Oh ho ho. Oh, okay, my little fireballs. So having that fiery, sometimes go energy, sometimes acting before thinking. This is a reminder to pause before you open the mouth. Pause, just count to 4 before you react. Pause before you go do the thing. Not to pause so long that you talk yourself out of things, or but just long enough to see if this is a way in which you would like to react. If this is a way in which you would like to use your magical words, remember, words are magic, you are speaking them into existence. Is this what you want to put into existence? Is this safe? Whatever it is that you're doing. So knowledge, what I'm getting for my fire signs is, please, this week, with all the energy that we have going on, all this healing energy, and by the way, I don't know, there's like a lot of torches, a lot of wands in this week's reading. So that definitely connects to the fire signs. With all that massive energy, please pause before you speak, pause before you react, pause before taking any sort of action, whatever it is that you're going to do, and just let that settle in the heart. Is this something that I want to speak into existence? Is this a way I wish to act right now? Nicole, aloha from Maui. Hello, hello. And is this something that I want to go do now, or I can go do later, or is it even safe? So knowledge is power, my fire signs. So just make sure you pause before doing anything. Just maybe count to 4. It doesn't need to be a lengthy pause, but just like 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. Okay, maybe I don't say that. So just FYI. Okay, let's go to them water signs. All right, water. I think I saw that there was some water out here, and I do have a water rising as I'm a Scorpio rising. Silver Star said, impulsive bluntness. No, Aries sun knows all too well. Thank goodness for Earth rising and moon at work, but listening. Okay, so let's go with our water signs. So again, whether water is in your sun, your moon, or your rising. For me, it's my rising. And for James, he would have water in his sun and his moon. So let's see. Okay, water signs, water signs, water signs. Wish. La Luna says water, whoop whoop. All right, so water, we have wish. Okay, give me a moment to kind of dive into this one. Okay, so a little bit different for the water signs here than it was for the fire signs. And remember to kind of like take this together, especially if you have multiple elements, you know, in your chart. So with many of the water signs, I do feel like there's a sometimes longing, like I wish, you know, that I had that kind of life. I wish I was brave enough to wear clothes like so-and-so. I wish that I was more outspoken. I wish that I was more bold. I wish, I wish, I wish. And it seems like that kind of comes up no matter where our water placements may be. But this week is calling you to try to act on one of those wishes. If it's something that you wish, what's stopping you from trying to make it real? Okay, so if you say, I wish that I was blunt and bold, kind of like our fire signs, and maybe you do have fire in your chart, so maybe call on some of that fire. If you wish that you were more outspoken in that way, try it on. Maybe, you know, that's kind of what our week was all about. Remember, that whole reading that we just did for this week was about stepping out of your comfort zone in a little way. And so maybe for you, it might be voicing your opinion like you haven't done before, maybe, or maybe just in a particular way you haven't been so straightforward, maybe so blunt. Try it on for size. Just try it, okay? Because how can you make a wish come true if you don't try to make it come true? You know, so if we're just sitting there, I wish I was this, I wish I was that, I wish I could do this, I wish I could do that, give it a try. Okay, water signs? So if there's something that you are wishing and you catch yourself wishing this, water signs, then test the waters, so to speak, and give it a go. You may find that it suits you well. Maybe it doesn't suit you so well. Maybe you can do things in a more unique fashion, but it's still you. You know, you're stepping out of your comfort zone, but still maintaining very much your personality and yourself. Okay, so if there's something that you wish, try to make it real this week. Okay? All right, so let's see. Let's go to let's go to our earth signs. Yeah, let's go to earth. Okay, let's go to earth. One for earth. Okay, all right, earth signs. Here we go. Earth, moon, and rising, whatever you may be. Earthy babies, you're the one. Okay. Illuminate. Okay, give me just a moment for our earth signs here. Okay, earth signs. I'm getting this one pretty clear. Nicole says, here in Hawaii, we do not change time either. Yeah, Arizona's like, time changed? Oh, did it? All I know is now Pacific Standard Time caught up with us. Okay, so for my earth signs, this one kind of came in loud and clear, and that's interesting because I have 0 earth in my chart. Luna is like, you're so silly. Okay. If you see something, yay, earth signs, says Yochi. So if you see something like on social media, something a friend said, a family member said or did, and you know for a fact that the information is wrong, you know, perhaps it's just something they saw on social media but didn't really, you know, check the sources or anything like that. And, you know, this is an area that maybe you have a lot of knowledge in because you have learned a lot about this stuff, or maybe you have done a lot of research in this area. This is a chance for you guys, earth signs, my very grounded earth babies out there, to bring some illumination, bring some enlightenment into a conversation. This doesn't mean to talk down to people and say, you're wrong. Da, da, da. Just, you could say, well, that's a very interesting point of view. But in a lot of my research that I've been doing, and a lot of da 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 da, and you can tell them all the places you've done your research or why you have this knowledge. Maybe you majored in college, maybe you had this particular job before. Wherever it is that you're getting your knowledge, whether, you know, anecdotal, you know, statistical research, whatever it may be, you really do need to speak up about this. Sometimes people just hold back because they, you know, don't want to get into a debate with somebody. But again, this helps you to grow. You know, for me, I guess it depends when it comes to debating. If I know I'm like I know something really well, oh yeah, I'll debate. When I know that I know something completely well, like, you know, like if somebody was gonna have a debate about opera, and let's say they've never sung opera before or anything, and I am a professional opera singer, you know, which I am, by the way, I would probably have a lot to say, and I probably wouldn't be quiet about it. So when it comes to things like that, please do not hold back. Do not stay mum just to kind of keep the peace. It really would help people if you showed them and told them everything you know about that particular subject, situation, whatever it may be. Please, my earth signs, do not hold back this week. People really need to hear what you have to say in whatever subject or area it may be. So you guys have a lot of expertise, we all do, in a lot of different areas. So when you hear an area that you know very well come up, and you know that the information is very erroneous, then you need to step up and say something. Okay, so earth signs, we need you. We need you to speak up this week. Let's see. Patty said triple earth sign. So triply speak up then, Patty. All right. Lastly, air signs. Hello. Hello, Gemini sun and Libra moon. But to all my air signs out there, let's see. A little guidance for this week. Oh, clarity. Doesn't that just come with the air signs and the swords and all the bird energy and all of that clarity? All right, give me a moment for the air signs. Okay, air signs, and speaking as an air sign here, one with a lot of air in her chart. We usually, I'm just saying, like stereotypically, have the gift of gab. We have a mind that runs like freight train with never-ending coal. It's just, you know, always going. Hamster just on the wheel, forever spinning. We have all of these things. You know, we have a lot of great qualities, as, you know, everybody does, you know, with all our different traits and signs. But before our air signs speak, just like our fire signs have to take a moment before they speak and act, kind of like our earth signs, we want you to speak and act. But for the air signs, who also just like to blah, 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 and sometimes maybe not speak at all because everything's going on inside the head, it is pertinent that you find time to meditate this week. I'm also saying that for myself because I don't always meditate every day. Sometimes I get lazy. So please, because of all the energy that's out there, especially it getting, you know, amped up, especially in Mayan astrology with the Trasena, is to meditate. It helps to clear your thinking, make it a lot more centered, a lot less chaotic. It also helps to clear up your language and your communication, making it less erratic and, you know, all over the place and, you know, going from one topic to here, to here, to here. But keeping you centered and keeping you in the breath. Let's see. Michelle said, this week's messages have been potent for me. Thank you. You're very welcome. And the deck, by the way, Michelle, is the Valletta Oracle. I got this a while back. So yeah, for our air signs, please take the time to meditate, to ground and center yourself, so that way any of your actions, any of your thoughts this week, any of your ways that you guys communicate is just going to be a lot less all over the place, a lot less like a jumble, which is going to help people to understand you better, hence less arguments, because you're coming from a clearer place, and people can clearly understand you and your thought process. But also it helps to kind of organize the energy around you so that your energy is less chaotic. Your environment is less chaotic. So if our brain if our brain is a little bit more streamlined, and our communication is more streamlined, then yes, everything around us is going to be more streamlined. So this is a call to the air signs to please meditate and ground yourself so that we and me are less all over the place. Okay? All right. So let's see. We have our special question for this week. So this is the question that you guys voted on, whether you were on Patreon, or YouTube member, or just the public YouTube poll. So I kind of took all of the votes from all of those different areas, and the one with the most votes was the question that we're answering. Now there was 2 questions. They almost tied. So actually the question that didn't quote unquote win, I'm actually going to ask again when it comes to the viewer's choice poll. So if you guys really still do want that question, then you'll have a chance to vote on it then during the chat today. Okay, so the special question was that one, what can I do to nurture my mental health? So that was the question with, let's see, we had 80 votes total. And the majority of them went to that particular question. So you guys voted on it, so therefore I shall read it. Okay, I'm going to use the Practical Magic Tarot. Again, coming all the way from the Philippine Islands. All right, so what can I do to nurture my mental health this week and beyond? What can I do to nurture my mental health? Which, by the way, I have taken steps to also help my mental health. Like I always tell you guys, if there's an area that you need help in, whether it's food, and getting a dietitian to help you out, or maybe you want to help working out, then, you get a personal trainer. If you're needing help singing, you hire a vocalist, vocal teacher, a voice teacher. And, if you need help in the area of mental health, then, we hire therapists and people that are really good in that particular area. So I've already had like a first appointment, just kind of one of those introductory appointments. They pair you with somebody who is best for your needs. So I haven't had a chance to meet this therapist that they're pairing me with, but I'll meet them like next week or something like that. So yeah, I'm kind of excited to see kind of where that goes, and what tools I can gain and how I can help myself. So I'm always advocate for mental health. Okay, so how can we nurture that this week and beyond? How can we nurture our mental health? Let's pull 3 cards on this. Okay. We have friendly competition, the 5 of Wands. These ladies dancing, that's awesome. We have sharing is caring, 6 of Pentacles. I love this deck, by the way. I don't love all collage decks, but I love this deck. And then lastly, we have the 10 of Wands. It's all on you. Okay, so give me a moment to dive into these cards, but I'm also going to kind of pull down from source to just kind of get clarity on this. Silver Star says, I always felt like counseling is a part of shadow work. I did it for 7 years. Yeah, I am, obviously, I want to try, because I have tried, some counseling and stuff, but it's been a long time. So I'm going to, try that, but also mixing in my spirituality with it, what I know of cord cutting and shadow work and meditation, just kind of putting it all together. I think that, the more things we can incorporate, the things that we know, the better. So, okay, give me a moment with how we can nurture our mental health. Okay, I'll talk about the cards in a moment, but like I said, I'm just kind of connecting to my higher self, source right now. And I'm seeing kind of bits and pieces, and it's probably from all of our childhoods, and it's all just kind of coming together in more of a symbolic sense than any one person's childhood. But I am getting the feeling that many of us, not saying everybody, but many of us were taught to mask our feelings and emotions. Like let's say mom or dad was having a bad day, and they're in a mood. And some of us are like little diplomats. We don't want any sort of argument. We don't want any of that. So we would put aside whatever happened in our day and how we're feeling and how their mood is affecting us. And we would put that aside, put on a happy face, and let's try to nurture them and make them feel good. And we just give. And that's kind of what I'm getting with the Six of Pentacles here. That sharing is caring, although sometimes giving too much is definitely not caring of yourself. And it doesn't help the other person as well, because they're used to not being able to help themselves, and they end up relying on other people to make them feel good instead of trying to work on their own shadows. So it's like almost like a lose-lose for all people involved. So the message coming through is, if that's something that resonates with you, where you see other people, having a bad day, and you don't want people to be in a bad mood, or you're afraid they're mad at you, and even if they weren't, would just kind of take that responsibility on, kind of like the Ten of Wands. Like all of a sudden it's my job to make this person feel better, so that way everything just feels better, and then I'll feel better. But we've totally disregarded our emotions, our feelings, how we feel in this situation, and instead of letting the person go through whatever it is they need to go through, it's like we step in and we need to fix everything. So, and I'm getting that kind of conflict as that Five of Wands. So, in order to nurture our mental health this week and beyond, is to take stock more, maybe while we're going into meditation this week, of where putting ourselves second is coming from. It could be a self-worth issue, it could be a self-esteem issue. That's stuff that I'm working on as well. But where is it coming from really? And why is there a need to try to fix every situation, even if it doesn't involve us at all? Why is there a need to make everybody happy, when it's not possible, and why have we taken that on as our job? So for our mental health this week, when these things pop up, when you feel the need to help everybody, make everybody happy, make everything calm, and when you feel like you're masking your own emotions, putting on a strong face, as they say, put on a smile, and basically forget everything that you're feeling, go into that this week, because that's going to help over the long run. Maybe this isn't something that we're going to fix in one meditation. Obviously many of us are, starting counseling. Some people have been in counseling for a long time. People have been doing shadow work for a long time. People do cord cutting. People do Reiki. People do, the like egg cleansing and stuff like that we have, in Mexican culture. But it's time to find out why we're doing that. And when we can find out why, now we know where we can start our healing process. And this is going to help a lot with our mental health, because it's more straining on our mental health than we think it is when we put ourselves aside and our needs and our emotions, because we don't want to see other people sad. And I mean, of course, that's human nature. We want other people to, we want to help them, right? But where is it becoming too much? Like, you want to help so much that you're sacrificing your own well-being. And actually, there was something that I don't know if you guys watch Anna Arcana. She's on YouTube. She does like funny skits and stuff like that. But she was talking about the difference between being nice and being kind. And it's something actually like really connected with me. I was like, because I'm somebody who always wants to be nice. And she says that, you know, she's also, you know, she likes to talk about her therapy and things that she learns there too. And she says something that her therapist taught her was that there is a big difference between being a nice person and being a kind person. A nice person just does things because they feel like they should, like buying somebody just a card, you know, for their birthday just cause, you know, out of obligation, really, than it being a heartfelt thing. Being nice is forgetting all about yourself to help somebody else. You know, so it's like, oh, well, I don't want that person to feel angry, so I'm just going to give of myself, give to make that person feel better. And that's not a nice thing to do to yourself, you know. So being nice is where you disregard yourself to do something for others. Being kind is when you include yourself in the helping of others. And so that was something that like really connected with me. I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I believe that's something that's also coming through with our message this week for our mental health is, where are you being nice and where are you being kind? Now, Sumi says can't stand Anna. She complains a lot. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the skits are like, I guess it's more like her healing that she does, a lot of her therapy and stuff. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting. So, you know, where can we be less nice and more kind? So nice where you exclude yourself, and kind is when you include yourself. So you're including your own well-being into the situation. And so, yeah, definitely take a check-in this week. And this is going to be a journey, you know, obviously. Where are these things coming from? Where in our core beliefs and where in our shadows does it come from, where we give, and we, to the point that it hurts us, you know, where we see ourselves as not as important. We see ourselves as second to everybody else's emotions and feelings. So just kind of take that in, and, you know, start working out, see where that stuff's coming from, see where your need to fix everything for everyone is stemming from, you know, as it, you know, becomes our detriment. All right. So then the viewer's choice, you guys, the other question that almost was a tie was the how can I better channel my higher self? So I'm going to ask that question for the viewer's poll. So you guys have a chance now to either vote with a red heart or a green heart. Okay, vote with a red heart if you want the next question to be how can I better channel my higher self? Or vote with a green heart if you want which of the 6 areas of the home most needs my attention. And the 6 areas of the home for today, 6 molok, is friendship, material possessions and physical home, your career, your positive and negative actions, your health, and your understanding. Okay, those are the 6 areas. So vote for with a red heart if you want the question, how can I better channel my higher self? Or vote with a green heart right now if you want to know which area of the home, which of the 6 areas of the home most needs your attention right now. Okay? All right, so Michelle already has a red heart. So you guys, voting is underway. I'll give you some time. Do 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 do. All right, Sumi has the green heart along with the shamrock. Very nice. And while you guys are voting, James is just doing a little bit of Palo Santo in the apartment right now. All right, Lisa also has a green heart. So we have 1 red heart, 2 green hearts. Keep it going, keep it going. All right, Silver Wheel Witch has a red heart. We have another red heart over here from Angela. Do, 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 do. The Palo Santo smells so good. All right, so far it's 3-2. 3-2. Here we go. He's dancing. I'm dancing. My fingers are dancing. Do we have any other votes? Any other votes? Otherwise, we're going to go with it. Almost looks like we're going to go with red. Let's do a little countdown. 10, 9. Oh, Surian just popped in. Ooh, with a tie. Her green heart brings it to a tie. Do we have a tiebreaker? Tiebreaker. We have 3-3. We need a tiebreaker. Red heart or green heart? Red heart or green heart? And if you're wondering, oh, Surian is cooking breakfast. What you cooking, girl? All right, La Luna is our tiebreaker, so that's 4-3. Surian was wondering what we were voting on, so we're voting on the next question for me to pull cards for, and it looks like the red hearts are going to win. Oh, Silver Star also got a red heart, so that's a blast. It's a blast out of the water. Okay, so 5. Oh, but Ginger. Oh, Ginger's coming in. We have 4. Okay, so the red hearts were for the question, how can I better channel my higher self? Bacon and scrambled eggs, very nice. Actually, I had a egg McMuffin, sort of, without the cheese. And the green hearts were for which of the 6 areas of the home most needs my attention right now. Okay, so it looks like our red hearts won with 5-4. It was very close. Okay, so let's pull some cards then. How can I better channel my higher self? Let's use a different deck for this one. Let's use the Botanical Inspirations Oracle. Because spring is coming. It is coming for us. I should sing a spring song. Spring, spring, birds are singing. Spring, spring, flowers are blooming. Okay, so you guys want to know how you can better channel your higher self. Let's do it. How can you better channel your higher self? Your higher self is basically your spirit, your koyopa, that's connected to all that is. It's what we're all connected to. Okay, I think we have our card. Okay, so we have the Asters, elegance and patience. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. Lao Tzu. Beautiful card, by the way. Okay, so how can you better channel your higher self? Give me a moment to kind of tap into the energy of this flower. I love tapping into plants. Okay. Okay, this is what I'm getting as I was just kind of tapping into flower itself and asking the Asters. So when we connect to our higher selves, sometimes we connect to them as if they are, I don't know, some weird separate entity that should always like just give us quick answers. You know, it's like having a little spirit or something locked in a box saying, okay, so I want to know about this, give me the answer. And because we are in the age of impatience, of FOMO and all of that, oftentimes we miss the subtle messages of our higher self. Luna said, just gotten back from giving the stray cats outside some water, so I missed part of the stream, and something told me to vote red heart, which worked out nicely for me. Very nice. Okay, so when we ask a question of our higher self or the universe, whatever you want to call it, like let's say it's about love, and you're asking the question, when will my one true love, my soulmate, my twin flame, when will they come to me? And we're like 1,000, 2, 1,000. What? You're not going to answer me? Sumi's like cat liver. Yes. So, yes, by the way, I love a lot of the kitties in this neighborhood. I consider them my babies too. When the answer isn't immediately apparent in the way we want to hear the message, like for some reason we might want to hear it like the voice of whatever, God, goddess, booming in our ear with the answer, because it doesn't come in the way we have fashioned it would come, and as fast as we would like to come, we get frustrated and give up on the higher self. Whereas the higher self, where it says no hurry here, it doesn't really act on the same timeline that we are. Here on planet Earth, we're in a very unique dimension where we have very definite beginnings and we have very definite endings. If I look at the time right now, it's 11:40 a.m. where I am, because time exists here. But in all the other realms, in the realm in which we really come from, where our soul, our koyopa, our spirit comes from, there is no time. So by the time my spirit, let's say, would like to give me a message, and it comes in all different forms. I've learned this. Sometimes my messages do come as knowing, like my claircognizance lights up. Sometimes my clairaudience, comes into a fashion, like with hearing music and particular lyrics that are the messages. Sometimes it comes in the form of animals that I see outside, and it may not be the day that I asked or the second that I asked, but the message does come. But I know now that it takes time for that message to come. Sometimes it does come right away, and sometimes I won't get a message for like a week. Sometimes I won't get a message for a whole month. And then it's like, oh, okay. But one way to get in better connection with that higher self is just understanding how your higher self speaks to you. So it's just being more open. So when you pose a question to your higher self, like let's say, I might ask the question, will this therapist that I'm going to go see, will this, be the therapist? Will this be the one that like helps me out with everything? Well, obviously I'm not going to see this therapist for a little while, so I don't know yet. But I'm posing that to my higher self. And, maybe I wait all day today after posing this question and I still don't have an answer. I could get frustrated and just decide, okay, my higher self doesn't know anything. But, that doesn't mean my higher self wasn't listening and ready to give me some information, but it's like I've totally put up a block from hearing any sort of messages or information because it didn't come as fast as I wanted it to come. So maybe the message could have come in the form of a song, could have come in the form of something I saw on a YouTube video. It could have come from a Chunky Monkey, which is our neighborhood cat. She's so cute. She's got fluffy little buns. But maybe, yeah, Chunky Monkey comes around and I get a message from her. It could be the birds, the grackles that hang out here. It could be, I don't know, butterflies. It could be whatever, but if I'm totally blocked off to it, I totally miss all those messages. Okay, so if you're wondering how to channel your higher self more closely, get more intimate with it, is number one, try to just be open to things, which means you're going to have to do more journaling. Anything that seems out of the ordinary, the way the cats were acting, the way the birds were acting, something that just kind of stood out on the radio. Sometimes things just stand out to you and you're like, that was interesting. I want you to write it down. Write it down, write it down. And then after you have gained, I don't know, enough, what you consider to be enough messages or what you thought were messages, now I want you to go back to what your original question was, and I want you to look at all the things that you wrote down and see how those could have pertained to your answer to your question. And then realize, oh, so when my higher self is speaking, it's doing it through nature. Or when my higher self is speaking, it's doing it through music. For me, a lot of times it's music because I'm a musical person. So it's all about just having a bit of patience with how your higher self speaks to you, and the more open you are to those messages, and starting to decipher them based on your own intuition. No book out there is going to, no person is out there who can really decipher your messages because they're meant for you and you personally. So you have to see, how do they make you feel? What do they mean to you? And when you start to understand it that way, it seems like the messages start to come faster and in a way that you recognize because now you're open to it. Okay, so that's what I'm getting from the asters here is number one, just have patience. and take the time to get to understand the language of your higher self. Not everybody's higher self speaks in the same way. Sometimes it's clairaudience, clairvoyance, claircognizance, sometimes in the form of sense smells, sometimes in the form of animals, whatever it may be. So take the time to understand its language, write it down as best you can, and then you'll start to have a better friendship, with your higher self and understanding it. So that's the message coming through big time. Let me go back here. I missed some of your messages here. Lisa says, a cute little spider just came to join me. Angela says, spiders are associated with protection and homemaking. So cute. Silver Star said, this makes so much sense. Thank you. I had a dream a year ago. Just made sense. See, sometimes it takes a while, you guys. And just because it doesn't come in the time frame that we have in our human mind that it should come, doesn't mean that the answers aren't coming. And Lisa said, that's so cool. Okay, so there's that. I'd like to go into a bit of a healing for us, and I do want to use my drum, but I also want to use my quartz tuning fork for just kind of clearing and also helping us with the main message this week, which is allowing us to shine, allowing us to be seen, a little bit differently, getting out of our comfort zone. Silver Star said, thank you for all the wonderful messages today. Lots of love. Thank you. Thank you. So let's do this. Let's just get yourself nice and grounded and take a nice deep breath in, all the way into the tummy, all the way into the lungs, and breathe out. Let your belly button hit your spinal cord. In, out. Once again, out. And I want you guys to continue breathing in this slow, rhythmic pattern. I will be using my drum and my tuning fork to get you in to the rhythm of energy that is your energy, feeling your energy. Taking the time to ask yourself while I do this, what do you need right now? You as an individual, not what the home needs, not what the kids need, not even what the fur babies need at this moment, because you already know what you would do to help all those other things, all those other people, all those other fur babies, but we neglect ourselves. Ask yourself, what do you need? What do you need from me? How do you want me to care for you? How do you want me to love you today? And I want you to, as you ground yourself, continue breathing. Ask or state your gratitudes. What are you grateful for today? It could be the clothes on your back. I'm going to go ahead and start my drum. Could be the air that you're breathing. Could be your friends. Could be your loved ones. Could be your birds, kitty cats, the food in your tummy, the food in your pantry. Continue thinking of your gratitudes and asking yourself what yourself needs today. continue breathing. I'm going to bring out, just kind of clear everything up. The drum kind of breaks everything up, but our tuning fork is going to clear everything out. This doesn't make much sound, it's more the vibration. Okay, continue thinking of those gratitudes and thinking about the requests from yourself, how to love yourself today, what your needs are today, and act upon those requests, act upon those needs. All right, you guys, continue breathing and kind of bringing yourself back to the present moment. So if you need to, start wiggling your fingers and toes and just kind of breathing in everything that you felt, heard, all things that came to mind during that particular healing. And let's then go into, just before we close our circle today, if there was anybody who would like me to pull some cards for them, just do a little super chat or super sticker, and I will pull a card for your personal question before I close our circle. Okay, so if anybody would like me to pull some cards, I actually have a particular deck that I want to use for that. I'm going to use the Vintage Peach Oracle. So again, if there's any super chats, super stickers, go ahead and drop your question into those and I will pull you a card. Okay, so I'll give you guys just a moment. And then if there are no super chats, super stickers, then we will close up the circle. And I want to give my gratitudes and thanks to everybody. Okay, so Surian said yes, please. So yeah, Suri, if you want, just drop a super chat or super sticker. So super chat, super stickers for a 1 card draw. And in the super chat or super sticker, just state what your question is, or you could just say general question or general, yeah, general answer information. Okay, all right, so just giving you guys just a moment. Any of our supers out there? But anyway, while we're just waiting, fabulous week, you know, that's gearing up for us. We have some interesting, you know, energy astrologically, obviously with the Mayan astrology, but, you know, take into account everything that you know of maybe Eastern astrology, Western astrology. It's always good to have a multitude of backgrounds and information. Surian, thank you. So Surian, if you have a particular question, just let me know and I'll pull a card. So, or you could just say general. It's totally up to you. But yeah, so also take into consideration the questions that you guys voted on, you know, both for the poll before the chat and then the poll during the chat. Take into consideration the elemental information that came through. Angela said that meditation was so relaxing. Thank you. And then Sumi, hey, okay, so tell you what's up for the lioness, asking your lioness, what is up? All right. All right, so Surian, I believe, is first. So I guess we're just going general message then, and then we can get to Sumi. Okay. Oh, Sarian said, so my mom passed away. What message from her, maybe, or the universe I should hear? Okay, so Sarian, let's pull a card, but let's connect to your mom then. All right? Because I know they always have lovely messages from us because they never truly leave, right? Their physical body maybe is gone, but the spirit, you can't kill the spirit. So let's, Sarian's mom. Okay, Sarian, before I even look at this card, I was trying to connect through you, your mom's energy, which would have a similar energy signature to you. And I was being reminded of that sewing machine that I have, my Hello Kitty sewing machine. And but I was seeing it in connection to her. So maybe she didn't buy it, but I'm seeing sewing, like this act of sewing, like a sewing machine with her. Okay, let's take a look at, oh my gosh. So everybody's sending lots of good juju for Sarian. So thank you. It's been difficult, but mom is not suffering no more. La Luna is saying very sorry for your loss. So Sarian, it was create something beautiful. So, you know, when I was seeing your mom, it was like there was a sewing machine there, but there was all these like fabric and like crafts and creations, which goes right along with this message, create something beautiful. And something that your mom is saying is that when something like this happens, you know, when you are sad, you've lost something, she's saying you have a tendency to stop doing things that normally bring you joy, like sewing, creating, arts and crafts, drawing, coloring, music, listening to music, whatever it may be. And she doesn't want you to stop doing those things. She's saying as you do the things that make you happy, you know, whether it's something that you guys did together, or that you learned from her, perhaps, you know, arts and crafts, perhaps, you know, things like that, being able to make things with your hands, having that talent. She's saying it is a way to also honor her, but also she feels that too. She says, because when we're in spirit, we're still very much connected to people that are on this plane, but also the people that are not on this plane. And so all the emotions are felt, you know, your emotions. And of course, this is a time of mourning, you know, it's completely understood. She does understand that. But to not allow the grief to take over what makes you shine, which you are very good with arts and crafts. Like, you're very good at making things. You're very good at making things pretty, cute, as she's saying. Very kawaii. You know, you can make things look lovely. And she wants you, even if you don't show people the things that you're making, even if you don't put it out there in the world, please don't stop doing those things. Okay? Because she says it's going to be a way for you to process the healing. And she just wants you to know that, especially if it was something that you guys either did together that she taught you, it's a way for you to feel her. So, you know, not everybody can feel spirit, you know, in all the various ways, but she says it's a way for you to feel her energy when it's something that connects you guys, and in a more artistic way. So this is the only request she has. I don't see any sort of sadness in her. I just see like the happiest smile ever. And it's all I feel is like radiating love, just like so much love. There isn't any sort of fear or scared or pain or any of that. It's just nothing but radiating love and just wanting you, please, to create something beautiful, something that you know how to do, okay? Something that she taught you how to do. And that is the best way to feel her energy. And please don't stop doing those things. Sarian said, thank you. Yes, I haven't done anything because I was so sad. And Sumi said, Sarian and Tara, very quiet. Look at the t-shirt Tara is wearing. Cute, artistic, colorful, happy, love. Yes, so your mom does recognize that, you know, that, I mean, it's understandable. We tend to stop everything, especially when we lose somebody that we love, whether it be an animal or a person, because it's a loss. We feel that loss. And so sometimes we don't feel very inspired. We don't feel like doing anything, but she wants you to, she's still looking out for you because she's your mom. Doesn't matter if your mother has crossed over or not. She's still very much your mom. Okay. Moms can't help but look after their children. And so she wants you to start your healing process. And the way that she feels is best for you to heal is through your arts and crafts. Okay. So whether you show them to anybody, doesn't matter. Just the act of doing something artsy and fun and cute is definitely going to help with that process. Okay, so that was like the big message coming over from mom. And also to remind you, yes, that she doesn't stop being your mom. She is your mom forever. And Patty said, thank you so much. So beautiful. All right. So, Sarian, I do hope that helped, and I am sending a lot of love and healing energy your way. But from what I can feel off of your mother's energy, she's in a very happy place right now. So, Sarian said, I appreciate you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sarian. Thank you very much for your light, your love, and everything that you do. So, you're a beautiful soul, and yeah, we want you to work on healing. So does your mom. Because moms, they always dote, you know. All right, so Sumi, you had a question from your lioness, for your lioness. And it was, let me go back here. Tell me what's up. All right, so Sumi's lioness, what is up? So we have the card, ring, ring, ring an old friend. All right, so let me actually tap into your spirit guides energy real quick. Okay, Sumi, so just connecting to your lioness, and from what was pulled here with the card, the ring, ring, ring an old friend, the lioness is saying that there is a tendency to want to be a lone wolf, you know, even though wolves are technically canine, you know. She says there is that tendency to want to do everything yourself, and the I don't need anyone attitude. And the lioness is like, you know, sometimes we have that pride, you know, that we want to go do things on their own, but we do know that we need our pride. You know, we need all the people, or all the animals that make up a lion's pride, you know, the women, the cubs, the men, or sometimes just a singular man for a particular pride, sometimes too. But she's saying it would maybe behoove you to reach out to one of your friends. It could be somebody that you haven't spoken to in a while, but somebody that you actually feel comfortable with. It doesn't need to be a family member or anything, but just somebody that you feel comfortable with, and perhaps spend a little bit of time with that person, just kind of going over your thoughts, things that you want to do with your life, kind of where your life has been going, things like that, and allowing that friend to help you. Just not help in that way, but more allow them to understand what's been going on in your life, and just kind of let them bounce some ideas off of you, just like you might bounce some ideas off of them. So the lioness is saying at this time, there might be a tendency for you to want to just kind of be on your own. Don't want anybody right now. But this is actually a great time to try to bring in a person, again, somebody that you're comfortable with. All right, somebody that you have a close connection with, that you can speak to about personal things. Bounce some ideas off of them, allow them to do the same. The lioness says the one thing that we try to teach you is that we do have our tight-knit circle. Sometimes it's just, a couple of animals. Sometimes there's a lot of animals. So in your case, try to expand. Try not to be the quote-unquote lone wolf. Try to bring people into your circle. Doesn't need to be a ton of people. Could only be one person. That's totally fine. But allow somebody in so that you have somebody to talk to and maybe gain a different perspective. That's what talking to other people does sometimes. You may not always take their advice. Sometimes you'll take none of their advice, but at least it's good to feel heard. And there is something about that. And it is good to sometimes hear the opinions of others. Again, even if you don't, go with their suggestion, at least gives you a different point of view. So your lioness is saying that's something for right now with all the things that are happening, is definitely bounce some ideas off of somebody that you trust, thereby building your pride. I keep getting this like pride thing. So, and it could be just a pride of one for right now. So that'd be fine. Kayla says, would you be able to talk to my dog in the spirit world? I can super chat. Yes, I can. I love talking to animals, actually. That's one of the readings that I do, like a full-fledged reading, on my website. It's called the Rainbow Bridge reading. And that's the one that I do for people's animals. La Luna, all right. Oh, okay. So Sumi says, I'm not going to take that advice. I like being alone. La Luna said, my question is, I've been too much in my head and my anxieties lately that I haven't been heart-centered. So I'd love to know, what message does my heart need to hear from my spiritual team? Very good. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull a card for that. Let me move these cards off to the side. So okay. So for La Luna. Spiritual team for your heart. Okay, and before I pull a card, just kind of tapping into your energy, La Luna. Just feeling like there could be some what seems like innocuous, just outside influences, but just things going on with up here, like physically, not like thoughts or anything, but just like physically up here and physically in the upper part of the torso, kind of around here. Just feels like there's a lot of tension, could even be coming in the form of headaches or chest tightness, or like acid reflux, in the chest, migraines, pressure behind the eyes, and just kind of feeling like there could be something in those two areas. But it's definitely a message, so nothing to be like worried about. It's just the body talking to you. So let's see what your spiritual team has to say. Okay, so the question, okay, so from your spiritual team. So we have here, it says, put a stamp on it and mail it. Okay, so La Luna, what I was getting from what the heart, which is actually where I feel like your spiritual team speaks from, is from the heart, especially if you've been a lot up here, which could be causing maybe like some pressure, some headaches, and stuff with the ears, eyes, all of that, and possibly some tightness here, especially if we've been blocking off this area to be more upstairs than in here. So your spiritual team is saying that there's, how do I put this? Like there's something that you want to do, like you want to say, you want to do, you want to try, but because of being too much up here, it's preventing you from wanting to say or try the thing, because it's like, oh, well, like how will I be perceived, or what if my idea gets shot down, or what if it doesn't work? It's all these like what if, without actually knowing the future. So all it is just what ifs. So your guidance then is to own your voice, own your idea, own who you are, and make no apologies for it. So go ahead and put your stamp on it. So basically, it's the go ahead of, yes, do the thing, say the thing, act, be yourself, basically. And the more you can be authentically, before stopping yourself, before your brain's like, oh, but what if people say this, and what if it's taken the wrong way, and what if I hurt somebody's feelings? That's not really you don't need to fix everybody and everything. It's better that you try to live the best you can from your heart, living in a way that's authentic to you, saying things that are authentic to you. If it hurts somebody's feelings, of course you weren't trying to hurt somebody's feelings, so you can say, I do apologize if your feelings were hurt, but you also don't want to say something that is not untrue just to save somebody's feelings. You don't want to act in a way that is not authentic just to save somebody's feelings or somebody's perception of you. So for the time being right now, what I'm getting is that a lot of the anxiety is trying to fit into a mold that you are not, instead of being truly who you are and saying the things that you truly do feel, and actually allowing yourself to feel the things that you feel instead of feeling bad about them. Sometimes when people suffer from anxiety, depression, panic attacks, things like that, we feel like that's a bad thing about us, when really it's just our body talking to us and saying, hey, thank you. Thank you for letting me know that maybe this anxiety is because I am very fearful. It's a buildup from being fearful of how people might perceive me, and really maybe that's where the anxiety is coming from. So your spiritual team is just saying, drop into the heart, and remember who you truly are and own it. It's going to be a little scary at first, especially if you haven't really kind of put yourself out there. But in time, you start building the self-confidence, and you'll notice that a lot of those anxieties start to dissipate a little bit, because you're being more of truly who you are instead of trying to be somebody else for fear of hurting people's feelings and things like that. Okay, let me go back here. Patty said, my mom, who was passed a few weeks ago, she taught me how to sew. I can't open the sewing machine. Thank you. Oh my gosh, so it did connect with you as well. La Luna said, my anxiety does affect me physically, so I've been dealing with headaches and pressure in my chest, was in trouble breathing. Also, I totally feel that too about my spiritual team. So yeah, definitely if the anxiety is hitting in both of these areas, it's just more a holding back, a blockage, of being stuck up here. Of course, it's going to be a buildup of pressure. That buildup of pressure is going to cause a bit of anxiety. If we're holding back here because afraid to shine and afraid to show who we really are, then of course we're going to feel pressure here. It's going to feel like we can't breathe, hence the anxiety is kind of coming in. So I'm not saying all of this is going to be a quote unquote fix for anxieties. Of course, we do all that we can to help ourselves through those things, but I am saying that it's going to relieve a lot of the physical things that you feel in that arena. So I hope that helps from your spiritual team there. And thank you very much. Let's see, let's go back here. We have Sumi. Okay, so Sumi was asking Kitty, what's up, kitty, meow, meow. So Kitty the black cat, you guys, if you don't know, is the CEO. Super awesome. Oh, long hair, skinny Aito. Hey, how are you? Luna said, ah, yes, that wholeheartedly resonates. I struggle with expressing myself and allowing myself to feel deeply without resistance, judgment, and shame. So yeah, again, just like this week, a bit of self-care, a bit of forgiving yourself, because we're all growing, we're all evolving, all changing. So, if you have been, let's say resistant to shining brightly, you can forgive yourself. Say, I was maybe too scared before, but now I want to, take a little step in that direction of being my more authentic self, but being forgiving of how maybe you have acted in the past, because that is the past. It is no more. Okay, so wishing you lots of love, definitely. And let's pull for Sumi. Let's pull for Kitty the black cat. This one, I'll just tap into Kitty real quick. And I'll pull a card, but let me just get a lock on Kitty's energy. Okay, Sumi, so just Kitty's posture and was more like a worry, not like terribly, but more like a worry of feeling your emotions lately. So Kitty said there was like a bit of sadness, kind of inside, and Kitty wanting to help. I mean, the sadness could be translated into, anger or whatever it may be, but it's stemming actually from sadness, from hurt. And so Kitty is just letting me know that Kitty's been by your side, just trying to figure out ways to help relieve some of that sadness. And I think that's why, according to Kitty, the lioness was saying to call or reach out to somebody, because they're just trying to figure out ways to not allow yourself to feel so burdened, like you're have nobody to reach out to. And Kitty's like, of course you can reach out to us, you can talk to us, but they also want you to hopefully find somebody on the physical plane that you feel comfortable with as well, not just your friends in spirit form. But yeah, so Kitty's focus is there's been a bit of sadness in there. So let's pull Kitty's card. Okay, special delivery. And what I'm getting with that is Kitty is the special delivery. So it's Kitty trying to put a little bit of fun in there. But yeah, truly, he was just saying that it's just a little worried, that, like whether you've been feeling anger or resentment or whatever it is lately, that it really is stemming from a place of sadness. And so Kitty's been trying to maybe put things in your way to help alleviate some of that sadness in order to help yourself kind of get out of that, or to understand that, or to even acknowledge that there is a bit of sadness in there, and just trying to figure out where it might be coming from. So Kitty's like, it may not be like a physical box of stuff that shows up at your door, but Kitty's like, take a walk outside. And Kitty's like, if you could just pay special attention to everything and anything that you see during your walk, Kitty's like, I'm trying to put, you know, with the help of like insects and animals, put stuff kind of in your path just to kind of help put a smile on your face. So Kitty loves to see that smile. Kitty wants nothing but to have you happy. So Kitty trying his best, he says. Okay, let's see, it's going, let me go back here. Syrians in my reading resonated so much because it brought up the memory of when I went with my mom to our first sewing class. We both were terrible, but it was a fun moment because it was our bonding moment. So much love to you and our wonderful community. Have a lovely Sunday. Hope to catch you all next time. Bye, Syrian. I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. Have a great week, by the way. La Luna is also sending Syrian lots of love and energy her way. All right, let me go back here. And Kayla wants a message from her dog, Eco. Sure. All right, let's tap in. And so how I tap into energies is I tap in through the person. So I'm kind of like checking into your energy to get to your dog. Okay, let's go, Kayla. Oh my gosh. Okay, Kayla, you know what? As I was trying to tap into the energy of your dog, I didn't remember my dream last night until now. And you're holding his collar. Okay, so in my dream, I don't remember everything in my dream. I just remember that there was this dog that came out of nowhere in my dream. And actually, I think that's interesting. I think that was your dog in my dream. But all I remember is that I'm sitting at a booth or a table or something, and the dog really wants to get my attention. So he's like jamming his nose, like you know how they try to like, you know, get between your knees or your leg, and they're trying to like get your attention. So they're like really like bumping you with their face and their nose. So I was getting that like really like happy, let's play, let's go. I don't really remember any other part of my dream. I just specifically remember that part. And now that I'm putting two and two together as like I'm connecting to the energy of your dog, I believe that was your dog. And that's also part of the message I have to pass over before I pull your card. Is this, I've been trying to get her attention. Kind of in that fun, waggy, like I'm trying to like push my nose into her legs. Kayla said he's a mini schnauzer. So yeah, it was like I'm pushing my nose like hello, like coming underneath the table. Like I want to play now. So yeah, I'm getting a very playful, very much trying to get your attention energy from your dog. And Silver Star said, big loves and hugs, y'all. I'm going to head out. Hope you all have a beautiful, blessed day and week. Take care. Same to you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. All right, Kayla, let's go ahead and pull a card for your dog here. Oh, okay. Kayla said, that's so sweet. Okay, so his card is stand tall and spread your wings. Okay. So there is a bit of urgency coming across from your dog. So by the way, your dog in like the happiest, like the most tail wagging mood you've ever seen. Even in my dream, it was like I felt nothing but like this dog wants to play, and this dog is not going to take no for an answer. Like just really like jamming me in the legs with his nose and his face. But I do feel like that's for you, where your dog, happiest place imaginable, like so happy, so full of almost like puppy energy all over again. So it's almost like your dog is a puppy now, like kind of like excitable, like so much energy. And it's like an urgent message for you to stand up for yourself, if that makes sense. It's kind of going with the card with this awesome peacock, by the way. But like your dog has almost been trying to nudge you and push you in your legs, trying to get you to stand up, and let people know who you truly are. It's kind of a very similar message to our other friend La Luna, and what her spirit guides were trying to tell her. But this is from your dog, who has nothing but love for you and wants to see the best for you, just like anybody's animal. Like Sumi's cat Kitty wants nothing but the best for her. Your dog wants nothing but the best for you, and to see you stand up and be your own person, regardless of what anybody says is possible for you or who they think you are. You really need to, now's the time to stand up and be your own person, kind of make your own path. It doesn't need to be the same path as your parents or your siblings or anything like that. This is where your dog is like, you got it, now is the time. You need to stand up now. You need to be you, authentically you, now. Like, no time like the present. And it's like your dog is like, woo! And it seems like your dog has miles and miles of self-confidence, and that's what your dog wants for you as well. Lisa says hugs, and Bernadette, sister, great to be here live. Hey! And Roberto is here. Hello, all, many blessings to you. So yeah, it just feels like it's just urgent, like right now. You need to start being who you truly are now, like as of 5 minutes ago, to really just be you, right down to, and it's like hard for me to put into words because it's like your dog talks so fast, because there is that crazy chaotic energy, like playful puppy energy, of like, she has a light that needs to shine. People need to see this. She doesn't need to do what everybody else did. She can go be her own person. And people need to see this. People need to hear her. People need her. So that's what I'm getting, is that it's almost like, people take their dogs out for walks. It's like your dog wants to take you out for a walk now. Your dog wants everybody to see you. So, let's see, Kayla asking if you will be with him when you die. I already 100% know, yes. I know that for a fact. That when people have a close bond with their animals, your animals are 100% with you when you cross over. Like Sumi, her cat Kitty, she's 100% going to be with Kitty when she leaves this plane of existence. You're 100% going to be with your dog when you leave this plane of existence. And it's not so much the human dog energy or the human and cat energy, it's the energies themselves. Like, you guys are soul contracted to each other. You're part of your soul family. Your dog is part of your soul family. So 100%, I can say that with certainty. And it's like your dog's knocking everything over. So if stuff's been knocked over in your house recently, just know that's also your dog. Things getting maybe knocked over, like maybe a trash can, maybe something falling over oddly, your dog's just trying to get your attention. Like, hello, I'm still here and I'm knocking everything over. Like, not in a mean way, just, just trying to get your attention in any way possible. Okay, let me go back here. Sumi said, meow, I'm getting over a cold. The cat wants me to feel better. Oh my goodness, so that's why. Well, Kitty is trying everything he can. Roberto says hello to Sophie. Bernadette said, awesome drum, love it. I like to make one myself. I was thinking of maybe like making some for the shop, but maybe I'll do that next year. And Kayla said, he's so playful. Dude, you're not kidding. Like, your dog is just like a ball full of fun energy. Like, he's hilarious. Like, hilarious. Let's see. Sumi said, exactly, my cat is life. Roberto said, I popped on to see if you were on today. Sophie on this channel was recommended. Spirit still brought me towards you. Well, hey, welcome, welcome. And Kayla said, yeah, things knocking over. Dude, that's your dog. So, yay! All right. So many wonderful messages, dude. When I get to connect with spirit for you guys, whether we're connecting to animals or we're connecting to people or your spirit team, those I love doing those so much. Like, you guys just don't know. Like, I love pulling cards for you guys, of course, but connecting with spirit is just like the ultimate. I love it a lot. So thank you so much for allowing me to connect with your animals, with connecting with your loved ones, your humans, and your spirit teams. It was an honor. Thank you. And thank you to everybody who came to the chat today. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next week. Oh, by the way, starting the 22nd, you guys know that I'm doing the monthly reading differently now. You know, of course, I'm doing my weekly live chat reading, but I do the monthly reading differently now. So it's going to be for the 12 days leading up to the new month, you know, for April. I am going to do a live chat for each of the zodiac signs. So for one day, the live chat will be for Scorpio, and then the live chat will be for Gemini, and then there will be another live chat for Aquarius. So that way you can tap in, or you can join a particular day that is specifically for your sun sign, moon, or rising. So that way I feel like the messages would be a little bit more tailored to you and more specific, and that's what I'm trying to do with these weekly readings. I just get things that are a little bit more specific and less general for everybody, so that, you know, just thought it might be helpful. But anyway, thank you guys. La Luna said thank you so much for our readings. Thank you guys for allowing me to read for you. Thank you again for all the super chats, the super stickers, for all of my patrons, which let me read them out. So thank you, Michelle and Surian and Brandy and V and Samara and Kirsten and the Silver Wheel Witch and Jason and Brian. Thank you so much for being my patrons. For some of you guys who've been my patrons since the beginning. Thank you guys who are subscribed to my channel, who, you know, comment, hang out with us during the chats. All of that means a lot to me, and this community means a lot to me, and I just want to see it grow. I want to see you guys shine, and so yeah, I thank you. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Saturday. I hope you have a great rest of the week. Sumi wishing everybody a wonderful week as well. Lisa said amazing chat tonight. And Starry Eyed said love and light to you all. Kayla said blessings to you. Thank you guys. Peace, love, and chicken grease. So much love and gratitude. Peace out. Bye guys. Have a wonderful Saturday or Monday, depending on your time zone. Have a great week. Bye.